Hey everyone, Rarity Dash here, and it's time for another reaction request. If you have a video that you'd like me to react to, check the description below. There's a link that'll take you to a Google document with all of the relevant information. So today, we're doing another King of Fighters video. This one, the requester has said should be better for me as someone who doesn't know the series. It's the epic King of Fighters story, the Orochi Saga, approved by SNK by NeoGeoNow. So, this is officially approved lore video, I guess. With the last one, it was just memes that I'm not really going to understand, having never played it. But here, this, I think, should actually tell the story, which is kind of interesting, because, I like fighting games. It's one that I never really gave a chance to, though. I never really just encountered it. It's not that I, thought anything of it. It's just I never really... It was never really around me, so I never knew anything about it. And, I guess I'm kind of curious to learn a little more. That's what I was kind of hoping from the previous one, that I'd actually get a bit of more information about the series, but that was just, for me, impenetrable. But for this one, I feel like it should be different, or that's what the requester said. We'll find out soon enough. Let's go ahead and get started. Here we go.
King of Fighters, SNK's biggest fighting game franchise, is synonymous with great gameplay.
I would have thought the other one was
fantastic
bigger.
art
I see the characters from that more,
and of course, intricate and amazing lore. Unlike many other fighting games, the King of Fighters has one of the best written and highly detailed stories for its games and characters.
Okay.
With the series making a huge comeback with the highly anticipated KOF 15, it might be time to refresh the fans' memories and also help.
With that many games, I can see how they might have a lot of
the KOF.
Oh wow, that was nice. Oh, she is in it. I think more of you guys actually said that there's a bit of crossover between the Neo Geo series.
The beginning of the story of the King of Fighters did not start with the first game set in 1994. The story of the franchise begins 1800 years into the past.
Okay.
A deity known as Orochi sees itself as the spirit of the earth and could no longer tolerate human civilization's expansion at the expense of
actual
nature.
Japanese mythology.
So it decides to destroy the human race once and for all. The demon, sometimes seen as an 8-headed snake, gathered a large following in the form of a clan. The 8 strongest warriors of this clan are known as the Hakkeshu. Orochi decided to use the powers of nature to wipe humanity from existence. The Hakkeshu and the human race waged countless wars until the leaders of 3 Japanese clans, the Kusanagi, Yasakani, and the Yata, defeated the demon with 3 mystical treasures: the Kusanagi sword, the Yasakani jewel, and the Yata mirror.
Yeah.
That
shows up in a lot of games.
But not vanquished. As the spirit of the earth, the demon could never be fully killed. So the 3 clans decided to use their 3 mystical treasures to seal Orochi in a suspended state.
I know. You can't take your eyes off the Sonic garlic butter bacon cheeseburger. Don't worry, it's not going anywhere.
The second major event in the King of Fighters story takes us to 660 years before the events of the King of Fighters 94. Centuries after being defeated and sealed, the seal of Orochi has started weakening. The then leaders of the 3 sacred clans, the Kusanagi, Yasakani, and Yata, decided to move the seal to a hidden location. Wanting to disrupt their unity, one of the Hakkeshu killed the Yasakani leader's wife and blamed it on the Kusanagi clan. Angered by his loss, Yasakani made a blood pact with Orochi to gain the necessary power for revenge. The Yasakani would then change their family name to Yagami, and as a side effect to the Orochi blood now flowing in their veins, the once crimson flames of the Yasakani changed to a purple one. Fast forward to 1994. Fighters around the world received a mysterious invitation, calling them to form a team of 3 members and enter the new King of Fighters tournament. While the tournament itself is not new, as it was already been held in previous occasions, this will mark the first iteration to feature a team format. The invitations were received by many great warriors like the Bogard brothers, the Kyokugen master and disciples,
Terry's in there too,
mercenaries, sportsmen, and even pop idols.
Of course, gotta have an idol.
Consists of a newly formed friendship of 3 fighters: Kyo Kusanagi, descendant of the Kusanagi clan, as well as 2 other members which he recently met and fought in a Japanese martial arts tournament, the eccentric Benimaru Nikaido and the judo master Goro Daimon. The 3 formed the Japan team and would go on to reach the finals of the new KOF tournament.
Some tall hair on that
were
guy.
Invited by the mysterious organizer's
Reminds me of that dude from
to join
JoJo.
him on board of his massive ship, the Black Noah. When arrived, Kyo was surprised to find his father, Saisyu Kusanagi, the current head of the Kusanagi clan and family, badly injured and defeated. Turns out, Saisyu felt something odd about the tournament organizer and decided to take on the mysterious character known as Rugal Bernstein. Rugal revealed himself to the Japan team and explained his true goal behind organizing the tournament: to capture the best fighters and turn them into bronze statues to add them to his collection.
Okay.
After a difficult fight, Kyo and his teammates defeated Rugal. And willing to accept defeat, the madman attempted to blow up his ship along with the hero team. While the Japan team escaped, Rugal was presumed dead, and so was Kyo's father. A year will go by, and as Kyo returns from a training journey, he receives, along with Benimaru and Goro, a new invitation from Mater, Rugal's secretary, after first attacking and testing their skills. The letter had the same mysterious R seal on it. Kyo, Benimaru and Goro wondered whether this means that Rugal is still alive. All the teams from the previous tournament received their invitations for the new King of Fighters 95, including the American sports team, but not for long, as they were attacked
American
by 3
sports
other
team,
fighters who would defeat them and steal their KOF invitation. The attackers were Billy Khan, Eiji Kisaragi,
yeah, they look a little
Yagami,
less
the current
ridiculous.
heir to the Yagami clan, formerly known as the Yasakani. Iori wanted a chance to enter the tournament and kill Kyo Kusanagi, as the 2 families have been at each other's throats since the Orochi incident 660 years ago. The King of Fighters 95 has started.
Of course, it's been that long.
Once again, the Japan team would reach the finals after defeating Yagami's rival team. As Kyo, Benimaru and Goro were waiting to be crowned as the victors, a mysterious gas filled their chamber and they all fell unconscious. Once awake, the hero team were surprised to see none other than Rugal Bernstein alive and well, revealing that he has been pulling the strings throughout the entire tournament with the help of his new secretary Vice. Kyo, enraged, vows to defeat Rugal once and for all, but before he could attack, an unexpected fighter comes to Rugal's help. It was Kyo's father, Saisyu Kusanagi, who was presumed dead after the events of the King of Fighters 94. It was revealed that Vice had brainwashed the Kusanagi leader and is now up to Kyo to stop his own father. Thanks to Kyo's strength, Saisyu was defeated and was free of Rugal and Vice brainwashing. It was time for the final battle of the King of Fighters 95, as Kyo, Benimaru, and Goro took on a more powerful Rugal, with the latter tapping into the Orochi power given to him years ago. The battle was fierce, but Kyo Kusanagi was able to, once again, defeat the villain. Trying to tap into more of the Orochi power, Rugal's body could not handle the immense energy, causing his body to disintegrate. Few months later, Kyo Kusanagi, who now sees himself as an invincible fighter, would be approached by a mysterious figure who would challenge the Kusanagi heir to a fight. This man was so powerful that the hero team leader would not land a single blow against him. Badly injured, Kyo would then be rushed to the hospital. Feeling humiliated, Kyo Kusanagi decides to take his training more seriously, vowing to extract his revenge on this mysterious foe. Few more months after this incident, the King of Fighters 96 was announced, but this time with a twist. The event has now exploded in popularity, and this new tournament would be hosted on an international level. Kyo and his friends would form the hero team once again, and many teams from previous tournaments are making a comeback. Some in a similar fashion, like the fellow Fury or Kim's team, while others with unexpected changes, like the Ikari team, with their leader Hydern leaving his place for his adopted daughter Leona. The biggest surprise of the participating teams, however, was without a doubt the Yagami team, consisting of Iori Yagami and Rugal's previous secretaries Vice and Mature. These two mysterious women tracked the Iori prior to the tournament and persuaded the Yagami heir to join their team, as they will help him get the fight against Kyo that he always wanted.
Sounds good.
Once again, the tournament ran its course with the teams fighting spectacular battles. The hero team made of Kyo, Benimaru and Goro would reach the finals once again, and are now greeted by a mysterious woman, Chizuru Kagura, who revealed herself as the organizer of this year's tournament, as well as the guardian of the seal. After a brief fight, testing the skills of the hero team, Kagura revealed that her true goal was to lure out the Kusanagi and Yagami heirs to unite and fight the real threat, the awakening of Orochi. But before she could explain any further, the man who previously defeated Kyo and sent him to the hospital made his entrance and destroys the stadium where the finals were held. He also happened to be the same man who killed Chizuru's twin sister Maki years ago. His name is Genitz, and he reveals himself as the leader of the Hakeshu, the powerful warriors of the Orochi clan. He also reveals that Mature and Vice were working under him all this time and were keeping an eye on Iori Yagami, since he is a descendant of the Yasakani and thus the Orochi blood runs in his veins. Seeing an opportunity to finally end all the three heirs of the clans that defeated his demon master 1800 years ago, Genitz attacks the trio, but is ultimately defeated by Kyo with the help of Iori and Chizuru. Humiliated, Genitz took his own life. Understanding what lies ahead, Chizuru asks Kyo and Iori to put their differences aside and join her as their ancestors once did, and be ready to fight and prevent the resurrection of Orochi. However, both Kyo and Iori rejected the idea of working together and went their separate ways. Shortly after that, Iori loses himself to the mysterious rage and seemingly kills both Vice and Mature. The stadium destruction incident was officially reported as a terrorist attack. Despite all that, the King of Fighters 96 tournament was deemed a massive media and commercial success, and big corporations were now racing to sponsor the next iteration of the now famous KO.
I guess fair enough.
Which led to the eventual announcement of the King of Fighters 97. As expected,
is he ever going to lose that silly hair?
Made their return. While some are joining for glory or fame, others are hoping for answers, such as the Ikari warriors, as Leona Hydern has been suffering from unexplained headaches and hallucinations. Along with the returning teams, new ones were also making their debut, like the new women fighters team with now Chizuru Kagura joining Main King, as she felt that the awakening of Orochi is at hand, and hopes to convince Kyo Iori to join her in her battle to save the world. Another new team that joined the event for the first time is one made of newcomers Yashiro Nanakaze, Chris, and Shermie. This new team was not originally invited to the King of Fighters 97. The trio, known as CYS, are a popular music band. While they were getting ready to perform in a show, the club owner cancelled their appearance at the last minute in favor of booking another music show featuring Iori Yagami. Furious at the man with the red hair, as Yashiro calls him, they decided to steal an invitation from the American sports team and entered the tournament in order to have their revenge.
Are they ever going to actually return the American sports
team?
team?
The Yagami hair has also been suffering from headaches and hallucinations similar to Leona. He was also being hunted by Vice and Mature, whom he previously slayed at the end of the previous tournament, mocking him for being unable to have his revenge on Kyo. All these events made Iori decide to enter the tournament as a single-entry contestant. And on the subject of single-entry contestants, another unknown would-be fighter decides to join the foray. Having watched the King of Fighters 96 on television and realizing that his schoolmate Kyo Kusanagi is a famed fighter and champion, the young Shingo Yabuki decides to become a pupil of Kusanagi despite the latter refusing. Having learned Kyo's moves by watching him every day, Shido also enters the King of Fighters 97. The King of Fighters 97 has started, and again, countless exciting battles took place, with many of them receiving worldwide media coverage. During the tournament, however, the unexpected has happened. The new Faces team made of Yashiro, Chris, and Shermie suddenly remembered their true nature. They are part of the Hakeshu, specifically the 4 Heavenly Kings, along with the now deceased Genet. Once their past memories regained, they used the tournament to draw enough power from all the fighters in order to finally awaken the long-dormant Orochi. Around the same time, Kyo finally confronts Iori in what would seem to be the fight of their lives. But all of a sudden, Iori entered his rage state, known as the Riot of the Blood. Similarly, Leona also finds herself in the same uncontrolled rage. As it turns out, she also has the blood of Orochi, as her true father, Gaidel, was a reformed Hakeshu. As for Iori, having awakened from the Riot of the Blood, decides to accept Shizuru's call to team up with her and Kyo, and form the Sacred Treasures team to stop Yashiro, Chris, and Shermie from reviving Orochi. The Sacred Treasures team took on the 3 Heavenly Kings, Yashiro, Shermie, and Chris, who revealed their plan to sacrifice Kyo's girlfriend Yuki in order to revive the dormant deity. An intense fight between the two teams took place. The power generated by the unprecedented battle helped Orochi awaken from his slumber, but it was not enough for the demon to have a physical form. Seeing that there is no other choice, Yashiro and Shermie sacrificed themselves in order to transfer their energy to Chris, who would be used as the vessel of Orochi's return. The demon that terrorized the world 1800 years ago is now back. But history repeats itself, and the battle, unlike anything seen before, took place, as the 3 descendants of the Kusanagi, Yasakani, and Yata join forces and defeat the demon just as their ancestors once did. Orochi, sensing his defeat, awakens the Riot of the Blood in Iori, hoping that he will turn on Kyo and Shizuru. But instead, Iori Yagami was able to control his rage and direct it towards Orochi. As Yagami jumps on the demon and grabs him by the neck, Kyo suddenly gets a vision as he hears the voices of many of the Yasakani clan members explaining the history behind the Yagami and the connection to Orochi. Kyo then uses the opportunity created by Iori and gives Orochi a final death blow, as Shizuru uses her Yata powers to reseal Orochi. An explosion took place as the 3 warriors lose consciousness. Orochi is finally defeated, but upon waking up, Shizuru finds Iori, yet there was no sign of Kyo.
Well, that's interesting, and that's just like, is that, I lost track. Was that 3 or 4 games? I think that was 4? Yeah. 94, 95, 96, 97. It's interesting how something crazy like this happens every single year. It's kind of funny. Like just ancient demon threatening the world every single year. Or at least something connected to it. I guess like the first two was that Rugal guy. And I mean, it was only sort of he like wanted his own thing, I think. But I just at this point, if I were these fighters, I don't know if I want to be going to the next tournament. Like, don't know if you can trust it. Something messed up is going to happen. I mean, unless like you're the hero, obviously, then you got to go like save the world or whatever. But like for the others, because it seems like there's a lot of teams that don't matter, which is something I don't really like in fighting games when there is just so much a main character. Like I tend to prefer like the side characters, the just interesting combatants that maybe aren't as crucial to the plot. But yeah, this definitely seems like it has a main squad, and a few other important characters like the rival and like I don't know. It is just kind of interesting to me that like apparently this is the bigger series from SNK. But it definitely, I feel like I just see Fatal Fury so much more, the characters from that, who are the main characters in that. Like, they just seem like they appear more often in other stuff. I mean, like, the one that made it in Smash is Terry, not this Shell guy. But yeah, definitely, definitely learned a lot. This is definitely much more an entry-level video, something I could just kind of enjoy and appreciate the lore of this series. It seems pretty cool. Like, I mean, it's sort of about what you would expect from a fighting game series, I would say. Just like big tournament, some like greater threat, but yeah, I mean, it's cool. It works for a reason. I think it's a pretty effective sort of setup there. But yeah, cool stuff. Definitely. Now I know a lot more of what this series is about. I do like how it kind of draws from the actual Orochi myth from Japanese mythology. Because those are motifs you see a lot, the mirror and the gem and all that. Just very classic stuff. And yeah, it's pretty cool. Anyway, hope you guys liked the reaction. Let me know if you did, and see you in the next one.